And we are back. Thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for being here. We got episode 41 of Drop the Green. You're not hearing incorrectly. I am back. This is Austin here. So
yeah, dude, how was your trip to Australia or where?
Oklahoma.
Oh,
yeah.
Oklahoma.
Close. No, me and longtime listener, my dad, we had a great time.
Oh, yeah.
Listened to the podcast while we were there, too. So, going to be a good one. We appreciate Colby, but less misinformation now that Colby's gone. So
hey, I can't say anything. I was part of this information. So
but no, y'all did a great job. But we're super excited to be back. We got episode 41 edition. So as always, we'll dedicate that to somebody. This week's overview, I thought would be a good week for driver etiquette.
Yeah,
perfect,
get
man. Into that. Recap COTA, talk about who stood out. We get into our head-to-heads. See where we're at on bets. Not too bad. We're not completely in the hole. And then we'll do some Phoenix predictions. Close with Choose Who Zone, I believe.
Yes, always.
Perfect, always. Yeah. And then we'll talk about where we watched the race. But as always, my name is Austin.
My name's Spencer.
Let's drop the green.
It's been a long time gone since the truth's been told, and I've seen my head cut us low. Come on, save my soul with a bar guitar and a honky tonk crowd.
All right, so episode 41. Kind of another weird one, I feel like.
41 is weird.
Maybe not. It's like there's one obvious one.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And then it gets a little weird.
There's a bunch of dudes that race this number, though, which I was surprised to really see.
And I remembered that. I'm going to go first.
Okay.
And I'll preface that with next week, we're going long.
Oh, yeah.
I was not here for episode 5.
You were not. And the viewers were saved.
Yeah, they were, yeah.
And
so next week, the dedication will be an hour and a half in its own.
Probably, yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
So,
especially if he does what he could do this weekend, you know.
I know.
Yeah.
Even more.
Yeah.
So, y'all good?
Dude, I'm going to fight with this chair all episode, so just get ready.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So I picked episode. That's so funny. I just got a message from somebody I used to work with that said, "Great podcast."
No way.
Wild.
Hey, thank you
Wow.
to the fans.
Awesome.
Thank you to the fans.
So episode 41. I was thinking about it back in my childhood, and I remembered like a 41 Target car. And then I was like, was it Casey Mears? Was it Reed Sorensen? Was it Jimmy Spencer? And it was all three.
It was all three.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
isn't it crazy to think a supermarket, or not a supermarket, what would you call them? A department store? I guess. I mean, I guess you could call them a grocery store. They do have groceries at Target.
They're just like fancy. I feel like Target's fancy.
Yeah, I mean, you have to wear like
you
your
looked
slacks.
At me like I was
no,
trash.
You have to wear your slacks.
You looked at me like I was trash for saying Target's fancy.
Well, I mean, I'm not disputing that you're not trash.
Right, no.
But it is fancy. Yeah.
It is fancy.
Yeah.
So I picked Casey Mears. So going a little bit on Casey Mears, and I'll try to keep it short. The reason I kind of had an interest in Casey Mears, so growing up, wow, pixelated as hell.
That's the best one I could find. I guess this was in 1917 when he ran this.
Probably running 33rd.
Yeah.
So growing up, my dad had a Snap-on toolbox, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, the best of the best.
Of course.
And he had, it was hand-painted. It came from Snap-on this way, and it had Bill Elliott on it with, like, Bill Elliott's old car, and it had Rick Mears on it. And it was, like, a NASCAR guy and an IndyCar guy. And Rick Mears is one of, I think, 4 people to win the Indy 500 4 times. Legend.
Whoa.
Legend, right? Less of a legend is his nephew, Casey Mears. Okay?
Dude, isn't it something about racing families that...
Yes.
Like,
it's the money. It's the money.
I know, but who's made it work? Like Junior? Like Dale Jr.?
Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah, just about Richard Petty, I guess. You could call because his dad.
Okay, but...
They always say talent skips a generation, is what they say.
Oh, gosh. So the Dylans have a chance, then, is what you're telling me.
Their kids have a chance.
Yeah. Okay.
But, so anyway, Casey was born March 12th, 1978, Bakersfield, California. Bakersfield.
Yeah, where Kevin's from?
Where Kevin's from.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just setting you up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if you see this.
Anybody home?
Yeah. I know where Kevin.
No. I know. I was setting you up.
Okay.
So he obviously was going to do racing, right? His dad was an off-road champion. His uncle's one of the best IndyCar racers ever. He tried his hand off-road, was very successful. He tried to get into Indy, not as successful. And then 2000, 2001, he got into the Busch series in NASCAR. He's like, put some fenders on it. I'm going to go for it. Did pretty decent. And then 2003, he made his Cup debut in this 41 car. That's a Chip Ganassi racing car.
Okay.
Believe it or not.
Dodge.
Yep, Dodge.
Wow.
Yeah, they were one of the old school Dodge teams.
That's cool.
Good
looking car.
Yeah, he didn't do great. His best finish was 22nd in points. That's his best career finish in points, his whole career. So he 03 to 05, he ran this 41. Then he switched to the 42. Believe it or not, you know where he went after that?
Where?
Hendrick Motorsports.
Oh, my God. Hendrick was hurting.
Weird.
What?
Weird, right? I think they liked the name. They thought maybe if he's in good equipment.
It'd be better.
He did get a win there. He won the Coke 600.
Whoa.
On fuel mileage.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
It's a win.
Yeah, no one remembers that.
No.
Until I told you. But so kind of floundered there, went to RCR. He ran that 07 car that Clint was in. Then ran some back marker stuff. He ran for Jermaine for a while and then ran more back markers and then just kind of faded into oblivion. But cool guy.
Yeah.
Great family. His uncle's amazing.
Yeah.
But
how do you think his uncle would have done in a stock car?
Man, that's a good call. What a great question.
I don't know. That's what I thought. 4-time.
Yeah, he seemed pretty legit. Obviously, I never watched his uncle race.
Yeah. Because you're not. Never mind.
But had to have done better than Casey, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean, this dude set the bar low.
I mean, he did. Honestly, though, Casey Mears signed a deal with Hendrick Motorsports.
Yeah,
not many dudes can say that.
No,
there's a dude on the couch right now named Corey LaJoy that can't even say that.
That's true. And so he started in the 5 car.
Wow.
And then Kyle came in, took the 5. They moved him to the 25, which is a Hendrick number.
That's
not around anymore. Mm-hmm. But yeah, like 2 really good Hendrick rides.
That's insane.
It was
like kind of iconic rides.
Yeah.
Like the 5. Yeah.
The 5.
Yeah.
So, but that's Casey Mears. But I think really good looking race car. All the Target cars, I feel like always looked good.
Yeah, they have a Target on them.
Yeah, next week we'll talk about another Target car.
Yeah, I know. I can't wait.
For an hour and a half.
Yeah, I know. Settle in.
But that's my 41. What do you got?
This week on my 41, let's see if I can figure out how to get rid of this. Target car. Boom. Come back over here.
Great Smoky Mountains.
Boom.
Oh.
How you like that picture?
Like
Still
that
kind of pixelated, but not as bad. So my driver this week, Kurt Busch. That's who I remember being in the 41 as a fan, of course. So when I started, you're watching Kevin. You're watching Clint in the 14, and then in the 10 was Eric Almirola, and to round off Stuart Haas 41 was Kurt Busch in this car. So pretty much a little bit about him. He's from Vegas, if you didn't know, like his brother. I read this, didn't do any research on it because I thought it was so cool that I just wanted to continue with misinformation. If it's not true. But maybe you know more about it. He got his first big break when a driver named Chris Tickle was shot and injured and then passed away later on.
In the truck?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
that top 10 finish, maybe?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
But that's how he got his big break.
Wild.
Yeah.
Wild. You never know.
I mean, somebody could just get shot, and next thing you know, Rajah Caruth is up there racing. Yeah. But the other big thing was he did the Gong Show, which I think we've talked about on here before. Roush's
I did not know he did that.
Yeah, he did that. Finished second that year in the truck to his teammate Greg Biffle.
Wow.
That's how good he was.
Legends.
Yeah. In 2000, he signed with Roush to race in the Cup Series from 2000 to 05. And in that span, he won a championship in 04. 2006 to 2008, he signed with Penske Racing South, I believe is what it's called. Raced there for 2 years, or I guess 3 years. And then signed with Penske for 2011, and he was in the 22. Did you know that?
They moved him over to the 22. That was kind of the beginning of the end for him at Penske.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
He moved, like,
because if I remember right, Brad came over, so they moved him from the 2 to the 22, and then that's where, like, it was. I'll let you finish.
Okay,
I know.
was like, that's really weird.
Yeah. Kind of like Gillen, right?
Yeah.
Where he was in the 38, now he's in the 34.
Yeah.
Similar. Similar.
I skipped 2 years in there. He was with Penske Champion Racing in 09-010.
Yeah, I think that's just a name change.
I know, but it was a different team, technically, so. But I think it wasn't the same number car, though, either, because 22 was Penske.
Yeah.
But I don't think he raced at 22 in 09 and 010, did he?
That's probably when he would have went. I can't remember.
Okay.
I can't remember. Go ahead.
All right. He signed with Phoenix Racing and Furniture Row, raced with them in that 78 car, 2012 and 2013. And then to where we get to where I know him from, SHR, the number 41 from 14 to 18. Won 6 races in that span, but his best finish in points was 7th, which I thought was interesting. I always thought he was, like, I don't know why, but I thought he was a little better than that.
Yeah.
Because he was kind of in Stuart Haas's prime right there. I mean, they were very good 14 through 18.
Good. Yeah.
So, very surprised that he couldn't do more. After that stint with SHR, he moved to Chip Ganassi from 2019 to 2021. And I believe that would have been that was the 42.
That was the one.
The one.
Yeah,
the one. That's right. He was in the one.
The black one monster
The monster car.
Yeah,
yes.
you saw him door banging with Kyle.
Yeah, at Kentucky.
Yeah.
Dude,
yeah.
Awesome race.
Yeah, you saw one of the best races in person to ever see.
I know. I've been on a span of seeing great things in person.
Yeah.
But that was a good one. And then to finish up his career, 23-11 in 2022. Retired after that. To round out some of his big achievements, he, of course, was champion, won the 600 as well. He is a Daytona 500 winner, 34 wins in his career, 339 top 10s. Kurt Busch, everyone.
Legend.
I mean, he's apparently
Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Champion, dude.
He is a champion. I know.
Yeah.
34 wins.
Yeah, you don't agree? You look like you don't agree.
34 wins.
It's a decent amount. You think about it, that's a decent amount.
Yeah, Kyle Larson had those 2 years ago.
I don't even think he's at 34 yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
He didn't race from 2000. He hasn't raced 22 years yet.
Well, can I sprinkle onto your Kurt Busch?
Of course,
if you don't mind.
Like you always do with my drivers.
Right, so I just made a few notes as you went along.
Okay.
Tumultuous career. All right, this dude in his later career, great guy, right?
Yeah.
Earlier career, bona fide psychopath.
He was
okay,
on it,
like bona fide psychopath.
Really
crazy.
Okay.
Crazy.
Like when you mean psychopath, what are you saying? Like he's into
wild on the radio.
Okay.
Right. Get into it. Him and Jimmy Spencer got into it.
Okay. So he's pissing everybody off.
Pissing everybody off, right?
Okay.
So like imagine Carson Hocevar, but instead of like all these guys that don't do anything about it, it's guys that'll do something about it.
Oh, scary.
And one thing to look back on. So you said first year was 2000, maybe?
Yeah, 2000.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. With Roush.
Cup champion 4 years in.
I know. He was good.
So imagine this dude. Imagine Carson Hocevar winning a championship being Carson Hocevar.
It would not make a lot of people happy.
No friends.
Yeah.
Okay. So he's racing at Roush. If I remember, and I'm young when this happened, I didn't do any research, but I do remember vividly. It's kind of like end of the year. He was going to go somewhere else. Ends up getting a DUI like 2 weeks before the end of the season. Roush lets him go. All right.
Wow.
We're not done yet.
Oh, God.
So then he goes to Penske, and you talked about that move to the 22.
Yeah.
Right? Well, the 22, for whatever reason, did not perform as well as the 2. And you can go back, like, Brad's won a championship. Kurt's, like, trying to finish 25th.
Oh, my gosh.
And Kurt's on the radio, like, F these cars. We're a bunch of monkeys effing a football. Like, and then Roger Penske, there's, like, video evidence of this.
Yeah.
Roger's like, hey, calm down, right? Drives a race car. He's like, I talked about this 3 weeks ago, and y'all still haven't fit. Just losing his mind, right? Gets fired.
Yeah.
Okay, no one will hire him.
Okay. He's had a DUI.
As you can imagine.
Yeah, he talks to management bad.
Yeah, he talks to Roger Penske bad.
Yeah.
Dude's a billionaire.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's when that whole Phoenix Racing happened, and that was, like, not a great car.
Yeah, what is that?
So Phoenix Racing is James Finch. He owns it.
Okay.
He owns Phoenix Construction. he would race like Talladega, Daytona, just do the bunch of money that loves racing. They put together a full-time ride for Kurt. Right? But it's obviously not a good car. And so if you want to...
Well, it was not even a full-time ride. It was split with Furniture Row.
Well, I think he left midway.
Oh, okay. He left midway.
If what I remember is correctly. Yeah. But,
so they had him for the whole time, and he said no.
Yeah. And so he left. But if you ever want to look up like great radio clips, Kurt Busch at Phoenix Racing.
Okay.
He's like, everything's the F word. Okay. So then he goes to Furniture Row. This is on their rise, right? And he kind of builds Furniture Row into what Truex came over, right?
Yeah.
And Kurt had the chance to stay right on that cusp or leave and go to SHR.
Yeah.
And so he left, which you can't blame him. Who in their right mind would have thought that Furniture Row car would ever win a championship?
I mean, no, but he also, I think it was still an up move at that point because...
For sure. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I mean, but the way you phrased it there, though, was like, who would have ever thought that?
Well,
I see what you're saying.
In hindsight, you're like, why would you not say with Furniture Row? Dude, Furniture Row was lucky to make a race back in the day.
Yeah.
And then Kurt helped them get up to that level. That's when Kurt had the decision to stay, grow with them, or go to SHR.
Yeah.
At that time, you're going to SHR.
Yeah, that's the move.
10 out of 10 times.
Yeah. They were so much better.
Not knowing that what would happen happened, right? That's all I'm saying.
Yes.
So he made the right move. He gets to Stewart-Haas. As soon as he gets to Stewart-Haas, he is suspended indefinitely by NASCAR due to allegations of assault to his wife.
Okay, I do, dude. I feel like
we talked about this.
I feel like we've talked about this.
So, long story short, they suspend him. He sits out a handful of races.
Yeah.
They end up going to court. This is when Kurt Busch in court says, my wife is like a CIA hitman. Like she's came home covered in blood. There's like guns. She framed me. Like all this crazy. I'm not in court. None of this is false.
Yeah,
right?
no, it's out there. It's public record.
Whether that's false or not, I don't know. But like he said this.
Yes.
Okay. Long story short, they're just like, this bitch is crazy. You're good. No wrongdoing.
Whoa.
And Stewart-Haas, which luckily Tony's one of those guys that's like, if anybody's been through stuff and needs someone to stand behind you, this ride's waiting for you when you come.
Yeah.
When all this is done. Sure enough, they're like, you're fine. Come right on back. And that's when he got to the 41.
Wow.
So and then he got more tame, right? Like he went to Ganassi.
Yeah.
And then everyone loved him.
I was about to say, do you think a little bit of that too is like he's just fired up about his brother too, just being a dog?
They definitely, yeah. Yeah,
like,
and they have some, and we won't get into it, but like they had an issue where they didn't talk to each other for like a year.
Yeah.
Because they wrecked each other at a race.
I believe it.
So.
And Kurt's the older one, though.
Kurt's older by a lot, by like 8 years.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's kind of that weird dynamic too, where they probably weren't even close until they were racing each other.
Yeah, they saw each other at Christmas.
Yeah.
That was about it.
And, but like later in his career, I'm telling you, dude, this guy, Bubba Wallace level booze. Back in the day.
Whoa.
Not exaggerating. So much so that when Kyle was a rookie and nobody even knew who Kyle was booed out of the gate.
Just because his last name was
Busch.
Yeah.
That's how much people hated Kurt. And then now, like, everybody loves Kurt, right?
Yeah, I mean, I've never had a problem with him.
No, like, even when you started watching, like, people loved Kurt.
Yeah, people like Kurt, yeah.
Dude, 180.
Cheered for him.
180.
It's crazy. It's wild. Both Busch brothers now. Complete 180s.
Yeah. And I think we'll get that way with, like, Denny. At some point.
It's hard for me because I already like
the tides are turning.
Yeah, they're definitely turning.
So, but anyway, you can't talk about Kurt Busch without throwing
No, dude, that was awesome.
And, obviously got retired because he had that concussion. Was not cleared to race.
He was not cleared to race at all.
Just got another DUI not that long ago. I don't know if you had that in your notes, but
no, I tried to keep the bad things out of my notes.
Hey, you can have a DUI and still be a good person.
I didn't say he wasn't a bad person. I just we weren't trying to spotlight that here on this podcast.
Sorry. All right, edit that out.
We're not.
No, cool guy.
Yeah.
So episode 41, Kurt Busch, Casey Mears edition, ran a little long there, so we'll tidy this up. So I want to do a driver etiquette overview.
Yeah, this is
kind of my mindset on this, and I'm going to talk for a little while, and then I'm going to ask you some questions. So we hear this etiquette talked about all the time, man, especially now. And everyone, they bring up one name, right? They're like, well, that's not how Mark Martin did it.
Yeah.
And, Mark Martin kind of ingrained this process in these guys of like, if you're faster, I'll let you go, and I'll get you back later, right? Times were different. Like the cars meant something. Tires meant something, right? So like, if you're burning your shit up, I'll let you go. I'll get you back. But you didn't hang on someone's quarter panel, and if you did, like you heard about it. Okay, like you either got approached or you got put in the wall, and that was okay. So nowadays, and we hear about it all the time, it seems to be the new thing. Like there's no etiquette left. Like these guys, it's all take. There's no give and take. Give and take's the big thing. You know, it used to be give and take. It's all take. And I think some of that's the car, some of that's the playoff. I'll get your opinion on that now. What I think is most funny about this whole etiquette thing is it's always the veterans griping, right?
Yes.
So now, who's griping about it the most? The Denny's, the Kyles, throw me another one, older guy, maybe. Truex before he retired.
Yeah. Truex was bad about it.
And nothing against, I'm not saying they're wrong, I'm not saying they're right, but like, as someone who's been watching for a little while, Brad gripes about it, right?
Joey.
Yeah. Okay, great example.
Yeah.
So Joey gripes about it, right? You've been watching long enough, you remember when those guys were new. Like, everybody griped about Joey.
Dude, I was about to say, everybody hated Joey.
Everybody griped about Kyle. Everyone said Brad was like putting lives at threat. Wow. I remember Jeff Gordon and Brad getting into it at Texas, and Jeff's like, he is like putting lives at danger.
Crazy statement.
And if you go back and look at it, I think it was like 2012, somewhere around there. You go back and look at it, all Brad did was put like a super late block on a restart. Something, but you have to remember the times. Right? Oh, yeah. You have to remember the times.
Completely
different. We look at that now, and
they're running probably 220.
But you also have to remember now, like, someone makes that block, and you're like, yeah, you have to make that block.
Yeah. Ricky does it every other week.
Yeah, that's how it goes. Yeah. So, I guess it's gotten really bad. I think it's more of a narrative that's talked about than really how bad it is. One thing I haven't mentioned is, like, let's think back to the 80s. Dale Earnhardt was moving people out of the way all the time. Oh, yeah. Right? That's how he got.
He's called the Intimidator. Yeah. Like we don't focus on that anymore. They're acting like he was passing people clean. I'm not saying I ever saw him race, but, I mean, I've watched videos.
Yeah.
But dude was not that nice.
No, and if you were holding him up.
Yeah, he's moving you out of the way.
He's moving you, right?
He's moving you.
So I think the first thing I want to say or ask you, like, how does NASCAR step in now? Because I feel like they have, right?
Yeah, they definitely have.
So what is that for you? What is that line of like where NASCAR has to step in and police etiquette as far as suspensions or fines?
Oh, that's such a good question. So the first one that really comes to mind is the Austin Dillon one. You know,
yes,
like that's the first one.
Nobody likes that. Right?
No one likes that. So we can't go crazy with the fines. We can't go crazy. We can't go crazy with the point things either, because they low-key want that at the same time. Yeah. That's the crazy thing.
It's in every commercial, right?
Exactly. They want it. So they have to find a way to, I think, okay, let me just go back. I think they do nothing. Okay? Yeah, I think they do nothing.
I'm hanging on.
And you almost do like a small government type of thing where you put it in the driver's hands. The old guys or the teams need to do something about it. Yeah. Like if I am Austin Dillon turned Denny needs to take that into his own hands and do something about it so that doesn't happen again. You know what I'm kind of saying? Don't rely on the big guy to do your dirty work for you sometimes.
So the mid-2000s, the NASCAR brass, I don't think it was Mike Helton, but it was someone NASCAR brass. Apologize, I can't remember, but he got up and said, we're kind of changing tides the way it is. It's boys have at it. Yeah. And we had boys have at it for a while.
Did we?
And it's really the same as it is now.
Yeah.
Except for now where we get that, we get the guys being aggressive, the Rosses and things like that. But now, and we'll talk about this a little bit later, now if you go too far of this imaginary line that keeps moving, you get fined.
Yeah.
Right? There's no more boys have at it at all. So, like, what you're saying, if you were watching, like, when we were younger, you would have loved it.
I know, exactly. Like, I want to see Clint Boyer running down the, like, what was it, Pit Road or whatever it is?
Gordon,
exactly.
Because Jeff Gordon, one of our veterans that also griped, was multiple laps down and junked him.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. You know who didn't get suspended the next race? Jeff Gordon.
Wow.
You know who won the next race?
Jeff Gordon.
Mm-hmm. And then you talk about like Matt Kenseth 2015, junking Joey Logano at Martinsville.
Yes, that was a bad one.
That's terrible, dude.
That's so bad.
But that's where NASCAR listens to the fans, right? And like they suspended Matt Kenseth, but also now fans will talk about like, oh, Joey deserved that. Dude, no one deserves that.
Yeah, no.
If you're that mad at somebody, go out and punch him in the face.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
I think you don't. Again, if you're that mad about it, you have to take it into your own hands. I'm not wishing violence on anybody,
right.
But you need to go have a conversation with Carson and go, dude, we're not doing that here. I don't know who's told you to do that. That's not how we're going to drive. You don't. I mean, and again, if it keeps happening, I think they'll learn. Like these guys are so good. Like Blaney, he apparently had Blaney and Carson had this run in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Okay, Blaney has this one time to talk to him. If this happens again, Blaney is smart enough to know how to handle this situation. And to me, it shouldn't take NASCAR to step in to do it. I just think they should stay out of stuff like that. Stick to race inspections. Pre-race stuff, post-race stuff, whatever that is, they should do that. I don't think they should have to step in and take care of these spats, per se. Sometimes.
No, I agree. So I got two more questions for you because I think we've done a good job here. And I know you're a little bit newer on the fan side, but as far as this etiquette and, maybe it's a legitimate gripe, maybe it's not, do you think guys have to race this way? First and foremost.
Yeah, I mean the car and the format.
And the format,
yes.
Exactly.
I mean, it's forcing their hand.
Yeah.
They don't want to. They want to just have a good points day sometimes. But when you're Daniel Suarez, dude, second place means nothing to you probably sometimes. It literally means nothing. So it's like...
you either have a chance to win or you're running
exactly.
20th,
And you got Seabell in front of you who's got 3 wins. I mean, say we're at Sonoma... Sonoma's not in the playoffs, right?
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Say we're at Sonoma... Daniel Suarez is 18th in points. He's had a good car all week. He's in second place, and he's tracked down Christopher Bell. You're booting him. Who cares?
Yeah.
Like, that's what I'm saying is you're making NASCAR now stick their hand in it.
Yes.
When, the format has kind of caused it. It's amplified this issue for sure. I don't think it's directly caused it, but it's amplified it for sure.
So how do you feel? Because I agree 100%. Yeah. So how do you feel that NASCAR, I feel like they put these guys in a box with the format. The car's hard to pass. And I think majority gets blamed on the cars. I think we overlook how good all these guys are too, right? That makes it hard to pass when these guys are good. So I'm going to throw something at you here that we talked about earlier. Cindric, and we'll roll this into our COTA recap, but Cindric was fined 50 points and $50,000 for quote-unquote right-rearing Ty Dillon. Right?
Yeah.
Not that he was put in that position because of the format or the playoffs, but you can almost make that argument because if he loses 3 spots, that's 3 points. How many times does his bubble come down to 1 point? Right?
A lot.
A lot.
A lot.
So you can see why he gets pissed off. So, I mean, if NASCAR's going to put him in this box, should they be taking these drastic actions?
No, that's the thing. They should not. I mean, and you said it to me off air. This right rear thing, it's a road course.
Right.
What's the difference between a left rear?
Yeah.
I mean,
a left rear, I don't think there would have been no discussion.
Exactly. There would be zero discussion.
Yeah.
But
there's no left and right.
Exactly. They're turning all types of different directions.
Yeah.
I understand why we have to have it at ovals completely. But, dude, it's not the same at a road course. Should have not been that big of a fine. Shouldn't have been anything. If Ty Dillon has that much of a problem with it, go speak to Austin Cindric about it. Yeah. Like, I mean, I don't know. Be better.
Be better.
It? Yeah.
And you can say the same thing for Cindric.
Why
is he running back there?
Why is he running back there? He's frustrated. He's had a bad day, and he's moving a bad driver out of the way as well.
Yeah. I mean, who moved him out of the way?
Moved him out of the way.
Yeah.
It is what it is. That's why I think exactly it is what it is. They both got each other. Sorry, Cindric did more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And ruined his day. But at the same time, I just don't think NASCAR should step in like that. If they need to send an email out or a memo.
Yeah. Or sit the guy down and be like, hey, you're right on the edge.
Yeah, dude.
You're right on the edge.
Let's not do that.
Back in the day, they used to do probation, right?
Okay.
Which was like basically bullshit.
It's like pulling cards in grade school.
Yeah,
you're at the yellow card.
Yeah.
You all
don't
start
get
off
the red.
green. Yeah,
don't
get the red.
So they used to do that a lot. So like Tony Stewart, Kurt Busch is a great example too. He used to get put on probation too. You gotta take a break?
No.
I was a chair, dude. Did
you not see how low I was?
Well, we need more supporters so Spencer can get a chair.
Dude, it's bad.
Jeez.
I've had this chair for about 6 years.
So they used to do probation, and basically, if you're on probation, I don't think anything ever really came of it, but drivers were scared enough. You know what I mean? Like, it was just a different time where they knew, hey, you're on probation. Don't even make it close.
Yeah.
Last question. Do you, and I know your answer, but I just want to hear you talk through it. Do you give a rat's ass about driver etiquette? As a fan, right? No.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care how they act to each other. It's the same thing that we've talked about on the show. It's like, I want them to be mad at each other. Honestly, I want them to not like each other at all.
Right.
I don't want them to go to Denny's house and play basketball and go on golf trips. I want them to like, God, I do not like Denny Hamlin.
Right.
Like that's what I want Kyle Larson to say.
Yeah.
In his sleep. God, I hate Denny Hamlin. You know, something like that.
Yeah.
Heck, you can like tolerate your teammates, maybe. But to me, I don't care. I don't care how they drive.
Yeah, I don't either. And I'll say like, and we talk about Carson all the time. Not once have we ever said that Carson's doing everything right.
No,
because
a lot of times, fun to watch.
No, because a lot of times he's definitely in the wrong.
He's always 92% of the time, dude. He is in the wrong.
But we want people to get back, right?
Exactly.
Like,
we talked about it all last year of how no one had spoken to this guy, and it took Atlanta for somebody to finally say something when he's running second. That's what it took for him to almost win a race, for you guys to finally say something.
Because now it's real.
Now it's exactly.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. So I think that's a good way to close it out. Driver etiquette. I can see where these drivers are coming from. At the end of the day, we're not drivers.
We're not.
We want chaos. We want these guys mad at each other. So I prefer, nothing's perfect. There's a lot to be fixed. But if we have a car and if we have one bright side of this format, it makes these guys race like assholes in the regular season.
Yeah.
Great. So
we're all about it.
We're all about it. All right, let's get into COTA Recap. Give me your race rating.
Dude, what I give it last week? Hold on. I just want to make sure. I have it wrote down, but I want to see what I gave it last week. Because it's better.
Yeah, you gave it 8 something, if I remember right.
I think I gave it an 8-9. Did I write it down? Oh, of course I didn't write it down. Okay. It's a 9.3 is what I wrote down.
Okay.
Dude, it was...
You gave it 9.3.
I gave it a 9.3. Yeah. I mean, it's everything that you want from a road course. The tires felt like they did something. You had guys that were kind of... not comers and goers per se, but you had surprises. Like, I can't believe Kyle Busch was that fast.
Yeah. Yeah. And Chase Elliott putting new tires on at the end.
Yeah, maybe.
Driving through the field.
Drive through the whole field.
Yeah.
Insane. So, you had a lot of things that as a bettor got on my nerves, of course,
right.
But, that's part of it. But as far as the racing goes, the shortening of the track was the key to this whole thing. Dude, put COTA on the schedule twice. Like, that's how good. That's
nice.
how
I like that.
Last week I advocated. I think we need more road courses.
Yeah,
that was awesome. You can't tell me that wasn't awesome. So
yeah, I gave it a 9.2. So I'm right there with you.
Yeah, baby.
The only thing I'll say, so like 2010s, that era of racing, mile and a halves were pretty bad.
Yeah,
short tracks were good, but we didn't know they could get bad, right? So like, kind of throw those out of the equation. We had bangers of road courses just like this. Like, this is what every road course was like, but we only had 2. Okay?
Oh!
So that's kind of what grew. Then they did the Roval, right? You remember the first Roval, we watched it.
It was chaos.
It was, right?
Yeah.
Everyone's like, oh, more road courses. Then we got up to like 7.
Yeah.
And then I think we found that happy medium, right? Maybe you can have 1 or 2 more.
Yeah. I think 1-2 more is the move.
If you're going to be like this.
Yes.
But this reminded me of very much 2010s why road courses got the place on the schedule that they did.
Yeah.
Straight up, there's enough chaos to pique your interest. There's enough straight up racing for the traditionalists, and then what an ending.
Yeah.
What an ending. But I want to start with we dropped the green flag.
Yeah.
And Ross Chastain evidently thinks it's a green-white checkered.
Dude, it was awesome.
And tries to win from 9th.
What I'm hoping he was thinking as a Ross Chastain fan.
He wasn't, but
I know.
Go ahead.
But what I'm hoping he was saying is like, dude, I have to get these people now or I'm never going to get them. Which is still ridiculous thought.
For sure, yeah.
Still ridiculous thought.
But if that's what he thought, that's what he thought.
Exactly. I mean, that's all I can assume is like, hey, I have a chance to possibly get 9 people right here. I can take out the rest of the field.
Right.
Let's go for it. And then put it in the NASCAR's hands. I don't know if anyone talked to him after the race.
I mean, that's the other thing. Why would you stop?
Exactly. Why would you stop? I mean, the only person he really made mad, actually, with that move was Chase Elliott. Yeah. And then he got out of Chase Elliott's way.
Yeah, hardcore.
I mean, of course, kind of like what Kevin did.
Yeah, and I think that's all, like, if you just do that to Chase, he's not going to retaliate now.
No.
It's over.
Yeah, it's over. It's perfect. It was a perfect because he was going to get him anyway. On the new tires.
Yeah, for sure.
It was so smart by him.
So just get out of the way.
Exactly. Yeah. To make it look like
Ross is very self-aware.
Dude, he's so himself. Yes, he is.
Like, he can be dumb for half a second, but every other minute of the day, he's very self-aware.
No, he knew that was coming.
Yeah.
The whole time. He was smart enough to know if Chase gets within 3 positions.
If I see a blue car behind
him, get out the way.
So I was kind of like, as soon as that happened, I was like, oh my God, it's going to be a 6-hour race.
That's what I was worried about too. Yeah.
But it turned out great. You talked about already, new layout and the tires.
Yeah. Finally.
It's like such a, and the tires.
Don't you love how we just hit these things out of nowhere? Like we, there was no talk about tires leading up to this event, anything, you know. I will say the one thing I do kind of wish that we could get rid of is the stages in road courses.
If we have to nitpick it.
If we have to nitpick it completely, like I don't know if you. It would be hard, but maybe you give a point, a playoff point to the dude that leads lap whatever.
Well, they did. If you remember right, they did it last year twice.
Yeah, they took him out.
They didn't throw a caution. They just threw the green and white.
Yeah,
checkered.
Okay.
And then McDowell stunk up the show at Indy and led like every lap.
Yes.
But no, I agree. I think
this race would have played out. I think it would have been just as good.
Just as good.
And even better. You know?
Because the strategy of it, like everybody pitted at the same. Like, there's no point.
There's no point.
But I think that's where NASCAR is trying to chase the banger every time.
Every time.
And like, hey, we race 37, 38, whatever.
Yeah.
Depending on what races you want to count. If 10 or 12 of them are not going to be amazing.
Yeah, that's fine.
Dude, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's perfectly okay. I mean, how many NFL games in like 9-3 or whatever? You know what I mean? Like
several.
Like low scoring games.
But there's also those fans out there that love that.
Right. Well, like, traditionalist race fans.
No, I'm exactly with you. They wouldn't. I don't think it would skip a beat. They just cater too much to that casual fan sometimes. We
need to be catering to the defense wins championships.
Yes.
Right? Yes. That's the fan that would love that.
That's the fan that you want.
Yeah.
That's the fan that you want. You want the fan that's going to stick with you if it's 100-0 or if it's 2-0.
Yeah.
You know, if someone wins on a safety.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that's who you want.
Exactly. So. I agree. So I kind of put where did KB come from?
Yes.
And where were our ringers?
Yeah, our ringers are kind of bad, honestly. Allmendinger was up there for a while in stage 1.
I saw like the last restart, he's restarted like 8th.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to him. He finished like 30th something.
Yeah, dude, it's I noticed on some of these cars, like SVG on these restarts was so bad. Yeah. I don't think that's necessarily him.
Okay.
So I
don't know. I mean, I thought it was him, but like
we never saw that anywhere else at Watkins Glen when he was right there.
That's
like
true. He kept with him.
He kept with him the whole time. I think that something in that car, or whatever it was missing a gear. It was bad because whatever line he was in, people were passing him.
Yeah, like, he was losing like 5 spots to restart.
Exactly, and then you have to fight back through. So it was like, I don't know what it was about that car, but it was not. Trackhouse did not put him in the best equipment, personally, I think, to win that whole thing.
The only thing I could think is like maybe, and this might be wrong because just like you said, he's never had this problem before in the few starts, but I was like, well, maybe at COTA, with it being a little bit shorter, they go really low on tire pressure out of the gate.
Yeah.
And then he's just not used to that feel.
He did mention that because I think in like the middle, when he was on that when he was staying out long, he was like, dude, please let me stay out longer. Like, it feels so good.
Because they probably built up to what he wanted.
Yes, it built up to what he wanted, and then he could feel it more. So maybe that is what it was.
It might be a feel thing with him, really.
But it was noticeably bad. And whatever it is, he's got to work on it.
I know.
Because
and it could be the car, like you said.
Yeah. But like I said, I mean, he never done that at Sonoma. He didn't do that at Watkins Glen. It was literally so weird that all of a sudden this so low tire pressure got to him, or these restarts got to him. I just feel like
he looked human.
Yeah.
It's like,
well, I mean, he looked human for the first time at Watkins Glen that we saw last year.
Passed,
yeah, exactly. So I'm excited. I don't know if it's one of those things that we're finally seeing our guys that have been around in the sport catch up to him. Same thing with Chase Elliott, where we thought he was going to win every single road course that we were ever going to do, and now he's not won one in the next gen car. And now finally that these guys are putting in the time. That's why I think we need more of them.
Yeah, because I'm sure it burnt their asses when he came in there race one and won handily,
easily. It wasn't even close.
Yeah,
SVG won.
Yeah,
that was his last win.
That was his last win.
Yeah.
So I just put this little thing about Zilich, and I know we'll talk about him later. So I made a note on mine. What did you? And I just want to see what you think about this. What do you think about Zilich wrecking out by hitting his future ride?
Oh, that's a good point. I mean,
think about it.
Yeah.
Think about it. Development driver.
Mm-hmm. No, he's taking Daniel Suarez's spot.
I think so too.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I mean, there's
like next year. That's what I think.
Ooh.
That's what I think.
If Daniel doesn't win a race, if he doesn't do what he did to us last year, you think it doesn't matter?
He's not going to win a race.
Dude, he can still win Talladega. He
okay.
could.
I say,
dude, if he makes the playoffs, they cannot get rid of him. They cannot get rid of him. Say he makes the playoffs. I know you hate that. Yeah. I hate it too. But say that, and then Ross finishes 17th again. What do you?
No, I know that saved him. That saved him this year.
Yes.
Last year.
Yes. Right? Yeah. It saved him, and it could
save him again. Who had the better season by far?
Ross.
Yeah,
by far.
Yeah.
No one's disputing that, and it's not like Ross had a great year by any means, but he had a way better season than Daniel Suarez.
Right.
But Daniel got that Atlanta win, and so he got to cruise.
I just think, like, especially if Zilich, like, he's obviously going to win. I don't think this is crazy. I think he'll win every Xfinity road course.
Yeah. How many did they go to? Like 4? 3?
Yeah, it's something like that. But it's like he got a penalty and went back to 35th in the Xfinity race, drove back through the field.
Dude, he was making dudes in the Cup Series look silly.
I know.
From last place.
With a damaged car.
Yes.
So I think if he, like, just is good. Let's say Daniel wins a Talladega or Daytona. That's the only place.
Yeah.
And Zilich, like, maybe wins an oval or shows oval, like, top 5, something like that. I still think they get rid of Daniel.
God, I would love that.
And Daniel looks so sad. I don't know if you've watched his interview.
Oh, dude, it is sad. I mean,
I think he knows.
He does know. The door is closing. He's got to be better because I mean he used to be one of those guys.
Did you know that?
Yeah, I did know that. He knows that his dude up there is not pulling for him anymore. I think he could be really good at Mexico though. That's the sad thing.
I have to look back. I'm sure he's raced that because he used to race in NASCAR Mexico.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, and
so
I think
they raced there.
Yeah, he's definitely raced there. So if they build him a good car, I mean I don't know. Yeah. He's not that.
No, I mean, you could be right.
But
he needs that.
He does need that.
All right.
But hold on. Before we move on, real quick, last thing. What is Connor Zilich's spotter thinking? Like why?
He didn't have one in that corner. I just heard that.
I
just heard that today.
Okay.
So they can pick how many spotters they have.
Yeah.
And he didn't have one in that corner. I think the other thing besides that is that's inexperienced. Which, number one, it was Daniel's fault because he got into the gravel, spun.
Yes.
Right. But Connor just is not used to what that looks like.
I can't believe he's gassing it in the smoke. Like, to me, that's absurd.
It was like Days of Thunder, like go to the or to go to the thin smoke, not the white smoke.
Yes. Yeah.
But he just didn't. I think that's just an experience thing. The other thing would be like, I'd say why you running back there. We know why he's running back there because his teammate wrecked everybody on turn 1.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was in that wreck. Yeah. But he was also at that time like 15th. Dude, he had drove all the way through the field. He drove all the way through the field again.
I think it's just an experience thing. He didn't have a spotter, but I'll put some of it on Connor too. Dude, what are you doing?
Trackhouse is the biggest loser of this whole weekend.
They were, dude. They put 4 cars on the track and none of them finished good.
No.
None of them. Well, I'll take that back. SVG.
SVG did.
I don't know why I forget. Like when I look at SVG's car, it doesn't look like a Trackhouse car to me.
88.
It might just be me. I don't know.
Doesn't do it for you? I don't know.
No, I don't know. I mean, they still have the little slant in the number, but I don't know. It's just hard for me to. It's a me thing.
Okay.
I understand. Just me.
Go home.
I'm trying.
Okay.
All right, real quick, we'll get into standouts. What did you think about the race at the end?
Oh my gosh, it's literally back to our driver etiquette overview, man. It was absolutely insane. Passing like they did, like literally Seabell just like a cougar, waiting
worked him over
and just waiting for Kyle Busch to slip up just a tad. Because what was it, 6A or 6B, whatever it's called?
Yeah,
coming
Kyle
out of there,
had a little older tires,
just a tad, man, and just absolutely slid him a little bit. And Seabell saw that window and went for it. And to me, that was that old school racing of like, I'm not going to move you out of the way. I'm going to work you. I'm going to make you block. And even Seabell said it after the race. It's like, dude, this guy was not missing his spots. Yeah. And to me, when you're not missing your spots, that's how hard it is to pass. If you're not missing, dude, you can't get around them unless you move them. And kudos to Seabell for being so patient. And also kudos to Willie B not really messing with them. Right. Like letting them work. Because if it would have been anybody else, it would have been a Suarez, if it would have been a
anybody
Ross.
else but those 4, really, because Reddick wasn't.
Yeah, Reddick drove up to him too as well. And just these road guys knowing of where to put their car and how they can be fast coming out, entry, exit of turns, the braking. It was phenomenal to watch.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. That's where, like, the driver etiquette, where the old school side of it.
Yeah.
That's where I'm like, okay.
That was cool.
Because if a Carson or Ross would have got in there and punted him, I would have felt cheated because we missed out on that.
If you would have known that would have happened.
So it's like a double-edged sword.
It is. It is.
No, I agree. Amazing. You ready to move into standouts?
Yeah, man, that's fine with me.
So we got our head-to-head. So SVG Suarez, obviously SVG got him.
Yeah.
So we're 2-1. Mm-hmm. Which I think that's a win for SVG.
It really is.
We would have thought it would be 1-2, right?
Yeah.
Is what we would have thought. Mm-hmm. So that's a win. Cindric Berry, Cindric 2-1. So if I remember right, I should have wrote down what they were before. I think Cindric.
It was 1-1. Everyone tied everybody last week. So Cindric won at Daytona. Berry came back and got him in Atlanta because Cindric wrecked out.
Yeah. So even Cindric with his bad day.
Yes.
Still got him. So good for him. Yeah. Not a huge surprise.
No.
Here's a big one because both of them did not finish super great. I think Hosefar was actually top 20, but Hosefar Gibbs, Hosefar got him.
I know. So that was surprising. That was very surprising. I don't know why, but Gibbs is not as good of a road course driver as I thought he would be.
Yeah, and his first ever Xfinity start / win was on the Roval.
Yes.
I remember right.
Yes. I think you're right.
Or it's either that or the Daytona road course. I can't remember, but it is a road course.
So where's that at? He was just playing with kids? And he
in
knew,
the best car.
In the best car?
Yeah.
I don't know, but
I think that's
showing.
I think that's the adjustment that he's got to get through is like, I'm not saying he's a bad driver, but he's just always been in the best of the best.
Yeah.
Where he's probably not had to get on the radio and be like, here's what I need.
Yeah.
And I'm just guessing, but and I don't think it's too late. Like, it takes these guys a little while.
Who's his crew chief?
What a great question. I don't know.
I didn't know if he had been around for a while. So you're looking.
I would guess so. I mean, Seabell has the best crew chief at Gibbs, and Adam Stevens, who was
Chris
Busch's.
I mean, Chris Gabehart was the best crew chief there, right?
I still think Adam Stevens was better.
Really?
I do.
Ooh,
yeah, he was
that's a good hot take.
He was Kyle's old crew chief.
Yeah,
and then him and Kyle kind of got into it the year before he left, and he went to Seabell.
Okay.
Chris Gabehart's a good one. Nothing against him, but golly, I wish I feel like Ty took his Xfinity guy.
Okay.
I feel
but I mean, he's familiar with with
Should be.
JGR.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a JGR guy.
Yeah, so I guess my thought is, like, at the same time, is his crew chief, if you, like you said, you're in the best equipment in Xfinity, not only Ty knowing what to tell him to say, but maybe the crew chief also. Maybe he doesn't know what to fix.
Knowing how he feels.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, and they're not balancing that well because he's that old school guy that's like, dude, tell me what you need. Ty Gibbs can't tell him anything.
Right.
And he's not the crew chief. I don't know. We're completely speculating.
No, I think that's a really good point.
But maybe he doesn't know what to fix either if Ty's not giving him anything.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point and it's like, you've seen the movie Days of Thunder, right?
Yes, of course.
That's like
the
whole premise of that movie.
Yeah.
But then you look at someone like Kyle Larson who doesn't know anything about a car.
Yeah.
Cliff Daniels who can tell you every nut and bolt that's on this. But they know each other well enough. The Kyle's like, it's doing this, and Cliff's like, 2 rounds of wedge. What? You know what I mean? So that's a great point. Like, maybe they just don't have that communication yet, or maybe it'll never get there.
Exactly.
But that's definitely the first change they're going to make.
Is the crew chief.
The crew chief. Yeah. I don't think Ty's going to go on the free agency list.
No. He would be a good pickup for some teams.
He would. Last one is Bubba Briscoe. So Briscoe got this one. Now, Briscoe was a little bit of a terrorist.
Yeah, he was.
And I'll also say Bubba surprised me. Qualified second.
Yeah, dude. He was
on a road course.
He was super fast.
Got that early penalty and then just kind of, I think he's obviously progressing, but he doesn't have the racing part down as good as he does. I mean, never in a million years did you think he qualified top row.
No.
So he's trying. He's getting better.
Yeah, it's completely different when you put cars on the track. Anybody, not anybody, but if you're good, you can run out there by yourself and lay down a lap like Bubba did. It's the same thing to drive through traffic like Connor Zilic or SVG or
set people
Seabell. Yeah, it's completely different because even when you get back there in the scrubs, dude, you get back to 16th, those next 16 guys you have to pass, they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing. Because if they didn't, they would have passed those guys already.
Right.
And so you kind of got that bottleneck type of feel of like, hey, I can get from 30th to about 20th. And then after that, I mean, you had to work. So I think that's so good.
Yeah.
That's
he's on his way up. And I think we had this one probably for Briscoe anyway.
Yeah.
If we had to guess. So I don't think we're too far gone. One thing I want to say about Briscoe, I don't know if you saw this. He appealed his penalty.
Did he win?
He won.
He did win. Finally. I knew it had been appealed. Like, I knew they appealed it as soon as it had kind of happened. Or like,
yeah, but they won the appeal.
They won the appeal.
Yeah. So what it was, I mean, once again, I didn't go deep into it. It's kind of the slots where they put the bolts in on the spoiler.
Yeah.
It's almost like they were walled out a little bit.
Oh, yeah?
And they thought they modified that piece. And then they evidently claimed that was happened from the race. Don't know how every other one didn't do that, but long story short, they won.
Wow.
So the 100 points, all that stuff,
it's gone.
So he's back up in points.
Yeah.
100 points above where he was.
Wow. Well, good for him.
Which probably saved him. If we talked about him possibly being on the hot seat if he absolutely shit the bed. So.
Oh, and now he's back to where he doesn't have to win. At least.
Yeah. Unless we get a crazy amount of winners. Right?
Yeah, he doesn't have to win anymore. So that's good for him.
But no, I think it's a little too early, but any surprises here?
I don't think so.
I mean, we're like 2-1, 1-2.
Yeah,
so it's hard to tell, right?
It is really hard to tell. I think a lot we'll see coming up.
Yeah.
We're going to see a lot. We'll see what happens. And kind of go from what we see here at Phoenix.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be fun.
I agree. All right. Drop the green bets.
Yeah, dude.
You wanted me to skip this on that.
I did. I was disappointed, of course, in Connor. I put a lot of stake in him.
Yeah, which I would have too. I don't blame you one bit.
I just felt like I know there's anything that could happen. Honestly, not in the cards was getting taken out by your teammate. Like, it just was not in the cards. Twice, actually.
Yeah, if you think about it,
it was twice.
If there was no other Trackhouse cars out there.
Connor may have won.
What a day!
Dude,
what a day he would have had.
What a day he would have had. So that Red Bull car looked amazing.
It did.
It was clean. Connor's got a bright future, and I'm happy to see him at the next one. And we're probably going to hammer him again because he was making moves. I think he's going to get more familiar with it, and like you said, we'll see he wins every road course at Xfinity.
Yeah.
So
unless he gets wrecked, he will.
Yeah, exactly. There's no one that's going to hold a candle to him. But for this week, so update.
Can I?
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. I got ahead of you. I was just going to say, where are we at?
Yeah, update. That's what that means.
No,
where are we at?
I didn't
Update,
know. I'm sorry.
We are down 3.95 units, which I think is fine.
We've been worse.
Way worse. And this week I've spread out a lot of money, I feel like. So I'm pretty excited. We got first pick, Ryan Blaney, top 3. Plus 155. He has finished in the last 6 Phoenix races, top 5.
Okay.
155,
you said?
155.
Perfect. All right.
Plus 155. Top 3. He has an average finish of 2.8 in the last 6 races. Seems like he's going to get a top 3.
Seems too perfect.
Plus 155. I wish it was more, but
yeah.
I'm going to take it.
I think that's solid. If you said his average is 2.8.
It's 2.8. In the last 6.
If he's in the plus, I think that's a solid bet.
Yeah, exactly. The next one is kind of what we talked about. Yeah, timeout.
How many units?
Oh, half a unit. Half a unit. All these are going to be half units.
All these are half units.
All these are half. Perfect. So we got several.
6 bets.
Yes, we got 6. Good math.
Yeah, thank you, buddy. Yeah.
I thought you could only do that on sprayers.
No, I'm also hooked on phonics.
Hey, before you got an on or something over there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I need something. I'm dying over here. Thank you. Okay. Next pick. Going with a winner. Because you said it before the show and you kind of talked me into it. And
You're going to blame this on me?
No.
Okay.
I wanted to do it anyway.
Yeah.
But you gave me the confidence to do it.
Okay.
You did.
I just don't want to be on the hook.
You are not on the hook. This is completely me because I can also see it too, but I thought it was a little crazy. Seabell went in his 3rd one in a row.
I think
I'm with you. Like
me and you were both Seabell guys.
Yes.
Beginning of the year.
Who is gonna stop him at this point?
Nobody.
I don't want to miss him winning his 3rd race in a row. And I can tell you, if he wins his 3rd race, I'm betting him to win the 4th one.
Yeah.
Like, show me.
There's nothing to stop him.
There's nothing to stop him from rattling off 6 right here in a row. There's nothing. So, plus 500 to win. Yeah. Plus 500 to win. Little low, I thought, honestly. Even though it's Phoenix, he's decent there, but I don't know if he hadn't won in the last 6. I think but has he won there before?
I thought he won last spring.
He may. Yes, he did win last spring. I'm sorry. So he has one there. Half unit. Plus 500. The next one. Also, kind of same field pick because you can't show me anything different. Willie B to win.
Okay.
He's won here before. You don't like it?
No, I'm just laughing because I thought we were sticking him away from win bets.
Yeah, I know. This is the last. This is the last. What? There's only been 2 winners.
No, I'm with you.
I know.
I'm with you. Go ahead.
They're also only half units. I put full units on winners.
No,
dude.
I will never question. I will never question
you. Making a mockery of my bet show.
I'll never question you.
Yeah,
I'll never question you.
You won't.
But I will giggle.
Plus 1,000. Willie B winner.
All right.
And then, so those odds were on FanDuel. The last 3 picks I have are going to be from DraftKings. So when I come back next week, I may have different odds because I'm going to bet with FanDuel personally. So I'm going to probably wait for them tomorrow to come out with their top 10s unless these are better. So I'll make that clear.
Yeah.
I'll make that clear.
Makes sense.
First one, Chase Briscoe, top 10. I think that's a solid pick. He's done well here before. He's pretty decent.
His first career win.
Yes, was here. He's going to be in a better car. Like, we can't, dude. He's going to be in a way better car.
Yeah.
Seabell's winning races. I mean, there's no reason that they're not driving the same car. I think he figures out he's minus 190 at a top 10.
They're on to him.
They're on to him a little bit, which is fine. But I'll take that money. Mm-hmm. I'll take that money when he does it. The next one, I I think I'm coming off a high of last week at COTA, but KB, I don't know if that RCR car is showing some speed for the first time, but he's like been running good all year.
Yeah.
Like he has had speed.
Yeah.
He can win anywhere.
I want him to.
Exactly.
So it's hard for me to.
Top 10, Kyle Busch. Plus 100.
Easy money.
Yeah,
right?
dude. Easy money.
I love saying that, though.
I know.
It seems like easy money.
Feels so good.
Feels
Plus
right.
100.
Feels right.
It does feel right. It does feel right. And the only bet that we hit last week was our top 10. So it sounds like we're going to get 3 top 10 winners. Because the last one is also a top 10.
All right.
Chase Elliott.
Ooh.
Top 10. I'm betting you got it. I feel like you have to put a Hendrick driver to finish top 10. Bowman is not good here. Kyle Larson's odds are awful, just in case something happens to him. Chase Elliott's minus 220. I'm willing to put half a unit on that and make back my $2 on my $1. You know, or my 75.
Little crawl bet.
Exactly. So we're hoping to pair that with a big one. If Chase wins, if we get a winner, we're fine again, of course.
Right.
But I would love to pair up a Willie B, and then I would love to pair up the winners, and then we sweep the top 10s. That would be amazing. But we've also
Ryan Blaney finishes second.
Yeah, I mean, one of our winners. I say we're calling it a sweep. If we hit one of the winners, Ryan Blaney finishes top in second or third, and then we sweep our top 10s. I mean, that's a win.
Yeah.
That's a sweep.
Easily a win. Yeah.
That's a sweep.
If I'm doing my math right, even if Seabell wins, we're
golden.
We're golden.
Yeah, we're golden.
Yeah.
We make our money back. Or we get
no,
close.
I like those. I like those.
Yeah.
I can't think of anyone that I would put in there, to be honest.
It's weird because it's also one of those tracks that, and we can kind of move into predictions while I talk about this, and I know you have some things, but it's kind of like our first true oval.
Yes.
So
it's the first real, like what we would consider a real race.
Yes. That's not a road course. That's not a super speedway. It's our first one, and so it's hard to really, like, I do think we're going to have some surprises. Like, I think there's going to be some speed for some people that we hadn't seen in the first 3 because they're not super speedway guys. And the guy I'm really circling is Josh Berry. He's a short track guy. He's going to be in a Penske car. The Penske's know how to get around this place. If there's anyone, I know, like you said earlier before the show, the Penske won't show their hand. Freaking the Wood Brothers will, though.
Well, that's a really good point because if you got a development setup, or a test setup, throw in the 21.
Exactly.
See what Josh can do.
Exactly. And
wow, that's a great. I have not thought about that until now.
That's
because now you finally have somebody that can test an experimental set, and it's like I would think just talking out of our ass, like we love to do.
Yeah,
but that's the show. If I'm Penske, I'm throwing a crazy setup in the 21.
Yeah,
and for Josh, it's either going to be dog shit, or he's going to be like up there, top 2, top 3.
Dude, it's good. I could see him winning the pole here.
Yeah, dude, that's a great point.
I could see him winning. If there was a pole bet I could make, to sprinkle a quarter unit on Josh, because I guarantee the odds are astronomical.
Yeah, because they don't know. They don't know that.
They don't know that. Or I don't think they're thinking about it the way that I am right there.
Yeah.
But I think he could have a very surprise day. Like his top 10, if you want to throw another little bit on him, I think it's there possibly. I don't want to take that risk personally right now where we're at.
If he can just keep himself from wrecking on a
100, 10
laps.
He's kind of like the same thing with Ross sometimes. He's got to stay out of his own way.
Yeah.
But
just take the finish.
Exactly.
Take what the day gives you.
But I think this is when he could possibly do it. Because Penske is, if they're going to try something, it's going to be in that 21 car.
Damn, that's such a good point. Man, you've almost talked me into like betting on it.
You should. One thing, dude, we wrote it down. We almost completely forgot to do it.
Wheel?
The wheel.
Yeah, you got to do the wheel.
Yeah, we got to do the wheel.
I think our wheel has lost every week.
No, the wheel won last week.
The wheel won last week?
Chase Elliott top 10.
Okay, so then we're down 1 unit.
Yeah, we're down one. Well, we missed Atlanta.
So we're even.
Yes.
Yep.
Kinda. Yeah, we're even.
Yeah, we're even.
Yeah, we're even.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
This is what I'm putting money on.
I got the wheel for you guys on the screen now.
Unless you're listening on Apple or Spotify.
Yeah. Sorry.
And we appreciate you guys.
Yeah, we do. We really do. Okay, what's going on? Hold on. Get out of this. minimize it. We'll go over here. You can see my little wheels. I made them all. Is that the big one? Yeah, that's the big one. Okay, so we need to go down to bet type. And let me do one more thing. Put that there so you guys can really see. And Austin can see. Here we go. Spin for the bet.
Ooh. No whammies.
No.
Oh, top manufacturer.
Yeah, top
God,
manufacturer.
I was hoping it'd be top manufacturer.
Yeah, top 5. Okay.
Top 5
wins it.
Great.
I'm going to have to take
So you go to the driver wheel?
Yep, the driver wheel.
God, I can't wait for it to be Cody Ware.
It could be. Driver wheel here.
This is everybody?
I believe so, unless there's someone racing that I didn't know about.
I don't believe so.
Okay.
I don't believe so. Corey LaJoy won't be racing.
Yeah, he won't be racing. He's not on the wheel.
He shouldn't be.
All right. To see who's going to finish top 5 in the wheel.
Oh, give me Seabell.
Spin
Give
it.
me Seabell, please. Seabell.
Oh! That's not bad. That's not bad.
It's moving.
Oh, Kyle
KB!
Busch! Kyle Busch.
KFB.
Top 5. Wow.
KFB. All right, I don't feel bad about that.
No.
I don't feel bad about that.
Because, I have him top 10.
Yeah.
Who say you can't finish 5th?
Not me. Not this guy.
Yeah, not this guy. So,
all right, so we'll put 1 unit.
Yeah.
Top 5K.
Let's look at his odds real quick just to make sure.
Let's guess them.
You want to guess?
345.
3 plus 345?
Yeah.
I'm going to say plus 220.
Okay. You're better with odds than I am.
Yeah, I look at them a lot. Via FanDuel odds. FanDuel, if you want to sponsor, please. I've given you a lot of money. All sports here. Motorsports.
I like that wheel. It gives you like that little last minute.
I know.
Tick.
Yeah. Top 5, KB. Plus 360.
Plus 360.
Yeah,
Let's
so
go.
You got him at plus 360 on FanDuel.
Wow.
Is what we're going to have. That's so good.
Yeah, dude. I'm going to make so much money I won't come back next week. What a good wheel. What a good week for the wheel.
That was a good wheel.
I'll take that.
Oh, God. You got to watch an ad.
And our wheel hit last week, correct?
Yeah, our wheel hit last week.
Perfect. So we're even on the wheel.
Yeah, we're even on the wheel.
Even on the wheel. Somehow, no offense, the wheel is doing better.
The wheel had a week off. Okay? The wheel had a week off. I did not get a week off. The wheel had a week off.
The wheel did have a week
and
off.
I can say during that week off, I lost 3 units. I'm also betting more than the wheel is.
Right.
Yeah.
No.
So there's more.
All I said was the wheel's even.
Okay. Right. Yeah, I know what you said.
All right. You ready to roll it into predictions?
Yeah, let's
I feel
do it,
good
man.
about our bets. I think we're going to do good. We'll bring y'all back up to making money by the end of it. So don't worry.
We will. I'm not worried.
I don't have a ton of Phoenix predictions, to be honest. I got a couple of bullet points here. I think more than anything, this is a wait and see.
Yeah.
I hate to do that to our listeners, but
it's the first one.
Yeah, it's the first one. So I'm hoping soft tires.
Yeah, I know. I hope that we see that as well. I hope we see some tire wear. We see some kind of comers and goers. And I think, do you think the track heat plays a part in this at all? Is it going to be hot enough? Does it matter at all? Like, to me, the desert, that's always an issue.
You would think so, but I mean, I'm not going to pretend to be a tire expert because I've heard some of these drivers say like cold tracks with this tire and this car, they wear more, which is the opposite of what I always thought.
Yeah.
So it's weird. I think if they it seems like Goodyear is playing a little riskier.
Okay.
Which is great.
I'm always down for that.
Yeah, always down. So Atlanta was great.
Yes.
COTA was great.
Yeah.
So if they bring like a pretty soft tire, which actually, I'm trying to think. What is the race that they're bringing 2 options? Is that this week or is that Richmond?
I think it's Richmond still, ain't it?
Richmond still?
I thought it was. Did they add Phoenix to it?
I
feel like I would have saw that on Twitter.
I think I did see that on Twitter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question while I look that up, because I feel like
that's a big story.
If I'm remembering right, they're going to bring an option tire, and the hope will be whether they use a softer one or not in the chamber. Like, they don't want to be the option series, like Indy or F1.
Yeah.
And if I remember right, they're going to option Phoenix to make the championship better.
Oh, so it would have. Okay.
That's what I seem to remember.
But they're also going to do it in the spring race?
This is the spring race.
I know. That's what I'm saying. You're saying they're
no. They're optioning to. I see what you're saying. They're going to option to find out which one is the one to use solely at the championship.
Oh, okay.
I believe that's right. I'm going to look that up. I'm going to ask you a question. I'm not going to pay attention, but I just want you to keep talking.
I will.
I put, does Sebo get it going? Keep it going. We talked about it a little bit.
Yeah,
what's going to stop him?
I don't think there's anything stopping him except his car malfunctioning, which has happened here several times, especially when he's been in the championship 4. But I see no reason why he can't keep rolling. He knows how to get around that place so well with the dog leg, and I think he kind of runs that higher line. Like, he doesn't cut it like some of the other drivers do.
He never plays anything dangerous.
No, he doesn't. And I don't even really think that's the danger part of it. I don't know. And we saw in the past where we thought some guys would hit that too hard and do something to the bottom of their car, their splitter, or the diffuser. I'm sorry, not the splitter, the diffuser. But I don't think that's going to be an issue anymore, personally. I think drivers have figured out how low they can actually go and stuff like that. So I'm interested to see if he should finish top 5. Like, I don't see any reason that he doesn't do that. He keeps rolling.
Yeah, I agree. I think the only thing that's ever stopped him to begin with is his pit crew.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you think about how many wins he should have?
Yeah.
It's absurd.
It is a lot.
All right, so from Bob Pockris, I don't believe anything has changed. This is a tweet from January. Excuse me. Cup race at Phoenix in March 9th.
That's
this weekend.
Yep.
We'll have an option tire.
Okay.
Practice allotment will be 1 primary set and 1 option set. Qualifying will be 1 primary set. Race allotment will be 6 primary sets, 2 option sets, and qualifying carryover sets. So basically, you'll have a set of scuffs from qualifying. Which, depending on how soft they are, that might
play into it.
It might play into it. Who knows?
It depends on how many cautions we get, too. I mean, that's very interesting because, to me, that plays into more of a Denny Hamlin's hand.
Yes, just like Bristol, right?
Yeah, it plays into these guys that can really save their stuff if it's going to be as soft as they can.
The only thing I would say is, remember North Wilkesboro at the All-Star, and the option in the prime made 0 difference.
Oh, 100%. But, I mean... Dude, at Richmond, it made a huge difference.
Yes,
so that's what I'm. I mean, to me, I'm hoping that if it is that difference, that's what it is. Because I mean, we saw guys like Daniel Suarez leading that race on the option tires. We saw a lot of things that you would really never see.
Yeah,
I feel like.
And then you get a caution at a weird time.
Exactly. So I think that changes everything. That puts this race even more in question. Of like, yes, it's going to be our first true test, but at the same time, if they're throwing options out, another curveball, and you could strike out swinging. And again, I have so much high hopes for this because our ratings have just climbed out of these last 3 races. Dude, we better hit like a 9.7 out of this one. This one's got to be so good. I don't want the ovals to suck. You know what I mean?
I don't either.
So
I will say before I actually had this bullet point. It says temper expectation.
Yeah.
Because we've came off 3 amazing races, and we're going to Phoenix.
No, we are.
So
Phoenix it's not panned out to be the best.
It's not. No. We want it to be, and I think we want it
to be because the championship's there.
Right.
That's what we want.
But you know me, like, I don't care if we have a boring race.
No,
I'll just deal with it.
I mean, I'm going to deal with it too, as long as it's like, I don't know. I mean, I hope it's not a boring race and then we get green, white, checkered.
Yes,
that's
I hate that.
if
it's boring, just end it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If it's boring and Seabell's leading by 4 seconds, dude, let him win by 7.
And he's dominated the whole race.
Yeah, and then we get a green white checkered in there, and everybody goes to soft tires or something. Like I don't.
Ross Chastain from 9th place, right?
Yeah, dude. I mean, with
Cuts
the dog,
the corner.
with the dog leg, he could.
What is the dog leg but turn 1 at COTA?
Same thing.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Last thing I'll say, so Bob Pockers did say, if the option tire works well during the spring Phoenix race, it will become the primary tire for the championship race.
So they're not going to do an option tire.
There would be no option tire for the title race.
Okay.
So,
I think this is exciting. Yeah. I mean, I've still always liked. I think that Richmond race was so good with the option tire. I'm excited to see that.
Yes.
More options the best.
It'll put it interesting. I think that's what they need because I mean, even if the championship race is boring, people are watching because it's the championship race. So give this something. Yeah. A little.
Now to kind of throw us off track a little bit because we have plenty of time. Do you think that if they implement this option tire consistently, like they figure it out this year, they want to consistently go with these option tires at these different tracks, do you think we eliminate stages at those tracks?
Never.
Yeah.
Never.
So I think it would play better in the option tire personally without the stages because then it's way more of a risk.
Yes. But here's the problem with stages. They have sold those as advertisement breaks to broadcasters.
Yeah, I know.
So they're never going away.
I know, but say, you're never going away.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
You can't put the toothpaste back in the tube.
Yeah.
Same as the playoffs. I mean, it's people like NBC picked up the later half of the year because of the playoffs.
But what's wrong with doing an ad when they do like Toyota All Out? What's wrong with doing that? Why can't you sell that?
I don't know. You're talking to the wrong guy.
No, I know, but to me, that's the same thing. You're giving to me, I'm more likely to look at, like, I don't need to see your commercial. I already know the brands that are advertising in NASCAR.
It's the same for every week.
Exactly. So why can't you get a Busch Light All Out and you put Busch Light's logo in the top corner and then we have full screen racing?
Yeah. That makes me like your product a lot more.
Yeah, for real. Honestly. Like you're not cutting me out. I don't have to go to the little screen and then see, Ross Chastain come out of a tent and go, what's wrong with going in circles?
Right.
Yeah. Like wrong circles, Ross. Like
and it's like if you do that, I have way more of a positive reaction to your product than if you give me a full screen commercial.
Yeah. No, but I will say again, and we can get back on topic. Fox has done an amazing job of showing us green flag racing.
Yes.
They have. I mean, granted, it's little sometimes.
Yeah.
But they show it to us.
I do have a big gripe.
Okay. Hit us.
Bumper cams galore.
Yeah, dude, they suck.
I am screaming at my TV. We're nitpicking, right?
Yeah, we are.
I'm not saying everything is lost, but oh my God, when Kyle Busch and Christopher Bell are battling like that.
And we see Christopher Bell's bumper cam.
Yeah, dude, I don't want to see it.
I don't either.
I don't want to see it.
I don't either. I don't. They have so many cameras set up around the track.
I think that's their problem is they have too many cameras, so they use them.
Yeah.
How many dirt races have we watched where there's 2 cameras and we see everything?
Everything.
Because they only have 2 cameras.
Yeah. I mean, it's insane, especially when you go to an oval. Like I can see you making the mistake when you go to a road course because you're like, we don't want to miss any action.
Yeah.
But dude, the dirt flow, they have 2 cameras and then they have a drone. Yeah. And the drone runs right before they take
and right behind them too.
Sometimes. And it's normally just on restarts. Like they'll just flash to it on restarts, and then they may use it for a replay, maybe. Yeah. But
I literally think it's just because when you have so many options, you just want to use them.
Yeah.
And it's like I get if you're in production, that probably seems cool.
Oh yeah. I could see myself doing the same thing.
Yeah, because you're like, oh, we have it.
Yeah, we have it. Let's use it. Let's use it. Because also, no offense to the Fox production guy, but he probably doesn't. Like, do you think he got that job as a fan of NASCAR?
No chance.
Exactly.
No chance.
He got that job because he wants to work in maybe movie production or somewhere else.
Trying to make a name for himself.
Exactly. Yeah. It's something. And so it's like, I mean, I can't blame him. Like you said, he's just using what he's got and what he thinks is a good view for the race. But I'm with you. I don't want to. I don't want to see a bumper cam.
No,
I don't.
We need a race fan to take that, which is asking a lot.
Yeah,
for a race fan to have that job.
Yeah, but what we also will get this year, and we can move on after this, but we get 3 other different ways to cover a race this year.
Yeah, so
Amazon,
TNT,
and NBC.
Yeah.
So
it'd be interesting to see what they do. And the CW. I don't know if you watch any of the Xfinity ones.
They're not bad.
Oh my god,
they're not bad.
I think they're amazing.
Yeah, they're not bad.
Jamie McMurray in the booth is top notch.
Yeah.
Top notch.
Isn't it weird how he can still work for Fox and still do CW stuff?
Yeah, it's weird how that contract works.
Yeah, I don't understand. But I'm all about it.
Yeah,
because he's been very good.
Yeah, their booth is amazing. And then they did this, at least the ones I don't think I've watched every Xfinity race, but before the race, they'll have the booth and like a little fan zone.
Yes.
And I'm sure they're hyping these guys, which is fine. But they have all the fans behind them, and the guys like Jamie, Parker, and Adam Alexander are having to like scream because the fans, it's like a college game day atmosphere.
Yeah, I love it.
And I'm like, even if you're hyping them up, like that's still.
NASCAR would benefit widely from doing a college game day type of setup. If you had,
they used to do it.
I know, but even if you had Kevin Clinton, Mike Joy on for 30 minutes before the race, but you need to come up. To me, they could bring in a guest.
Yeah.
You could use that as drivers, whatever it is. But to me, that would really change the fan experience there.
Yeah, I think do that, but do it with younger people. Like, there's a lot of, besides us, right? But
yeah.
Like, there's younger people that are in NASCAR media.
Yeah.
That, like, do YouTube stuff. Like, make it them.
No, there's a lot of...
Because those drivers are going to relate and talk better to people like that than a Mike Joy.
Yeah, 100%. They're in the sport. There's several people I watch on TikTok that I want to reach out to and hopefully get them on here. They just make kind of clips. They don't even really do anything, and so it's like, but like you said, they're that younger generation that loves the sport and talks about it all the time. And so it's like, man, why can't they? They're not taking that. And we talked about this while we were playing golf today. But how the live guys like Phil Mickelson, okay, who is outdated. If we're being honest, like
for sure,
outdated. Now, still a really good golfer, but he's trying to get into that space, and he is using the leverage of these young guys that have built platforms on different media outputs, and using that to like, hey, I'm still pretty cool too. And so I think it definitely, they just need to lay into that more. NASCAR does. They're not, and I think that's the private industry in them. Sometimes like we don't need to change, and it's annoying.
And they can't see past, what's right in front of them.
Yeah, and I think that comes down to in their board meetings, they just got kiss asses in there.
Yeah,
you guys are doing everything right. You're doing everything right. They're not
perfect.
They're not forcing the issue sometimes when they need to be. So
these people are cynics because they're dumb.
Yeah, exactly. yeah.
But all right, you good on predictions then?
Yeah, dude, we went crazy off topic there.
All I heard you say was we have time, and then we
did have time, and so this is going to wrap up really nice with the Choose Who's.
Well, I think as you're pulling up, you want me to look away?
You shouldn't have to, but you can just to make sure.
Let me move my mic. What I want to say about this Choose Who zone, it's probably going to take a while because I fully expect you to
I went
make
nuts.
this.
I went nuts. I'm tired of losing. If you guys don't know, I am down I'm down 2-0 to everybody.
Is it 2-0? How did I get this? 1-0 to me and 1-0 to Colby?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I've lost both times.
So I'm fully expecting for this to go long.
Yeah.
To go long and for me to not get it.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yep. You're good. You guys can see this on the screen if you're watching on YouTube. If you're not, we'll have Austin read them or I'll read them. Facts. But welcome to the Choose Who Zone. If you haven't been here before, 3 facts, 2 questions, 3 total guesses. He can trade guesses for questions. 3 facts, 0 wins. God. Raced from 1997 to 2003 and was the 1998 Busch Series most popular driver.
That's such a wild sack because you know who won the Xfinity Championship in '98?
No way. This is what gave it to you.
No.
Oh.
No. That's what I'm saying.
No, in '98.
Yeah, that was Dale Jr.
Oh, yeah.
He won 98, 99.
Mm-hmm.
So who would have been in there that would have been most popular?
Yep.
0 wins in the Cup Series.
Yes. 0 wins in Cup Series.
Race from 97 to 2003. All right, I will take a question, I guess.
Yep.
You got to text me.
I can veto these questions.
Is it that easy?
No, I don't think so, but I might.
I'm trying to think where I want to go with this question. This feels like somebody I definitely know.
I think you should know. I mean, to me, 97 to 2003, I mean, I feel like you've heard of him.
It's going to be somebody famous. If they got Busch Series Most Popular Driver, it's got to be somebody famous.
Mm-hmm. Could be.
That obviously did nothing. Where is this person? I don't think that's a good question. I'll burn it. Okay. I have 2 questions.
Yes. And then
where's this person from?
Georgia.
That's it.
Yep.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Monticello, Georgia.
Monticello?
Is that how you say it? Cello?
Well, I know that that's Thomas Jefferson's.
Okay.
Which is not in Georgia, but it's Monticello.
Okay.
Monticello, Georgia. Oh! Guess.
Yeah.
Is it Buckshot Jones?
Yeah, it is.
Oh! 0-0, baby.
Yeah. Buckshot Jones.
Man.
2 Xfinity wins, Milwaukee and New Hampshire. Drove for Petty Enterprises in 2001 from
sucked.
Georgia. And a cool nickname. But he did win Most Popular Driver.
Yeah, it's because of the name.
Yeah, I know. But that was good, man. That was good.
We grew up going to Texas all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And my cousin, he's a lot older than me. Hopefully he's not listening because I said that. But he's a lot older than me. He's mid-40s now. And we go to the races when we were a little kid. And he's like, man, I hope Buckshot Jones wins today. we're like, what? He's like, Buckshot! He would always act like he's the biggest Buckshot fan.
Yeah.
Dude, man, you should have made that harder.
I guess so. I knew. I just should have said Georgia. I don't think you would have got it. You were so caught up on knowing the town. And
I don't know if that's what got me. I think it
just clicked finally?
It just clicked finally,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll make it even tougher if that's what you want. I mean,
you have to.
I guess so.
You have to.
I guess so. I'm tying this thing back up.
You just got unlucky that was like a family joke for us.
Yeah, I will say I did get very unlucky on that point, but I definitely think it was a dude you should have known. At the same time, with that cool of a nickname, you can't say that you had never not heard of him. Now, granted, it was your family joke.
I remember my dad being like, he's 0-0 because he's twice a loser.
Oh, that's good. Jeff with the jokes.
Jeff with the jokes.
Yeah, that's good stuff. It's good stuff, man.
Well, I hate to downfall like that, man.
No, dude, it's fine. It's fine. I mean, if you're cheering for me, we're looking rough so far, but we're gonna kick it in gear,
Hey, I tell you what. At least I didn't ask what number he was.
You didn't, and I would have vetoed it.
You should have vetoed it.
I would have vetoed it instantly.
Yeah.
We're not going numbers. I would have gave
especially
you
0-0.
Yeah, 0-0.
Hey, if he was number 41,
yeah,
for sure,
all day. No, a number like 0-0 is not happening. So.
Man, all right. Well, as happy as I am not looking forward to next week. I can tell you that.
Oh no, you shouldn't be. You shouldn't be. I'm digging one out of the chamber, son.
3 Cup Series starts.
Yeah. It's gonna be 1949. Race to 1 race.
Oh, yeah. I'm not looking forward to it. Mm-hmm. But I've got a better start than I did last time.
Yeah, so. You do. You're on it.
I got a little bit to play with.
You do.
Where are you watching the race this week?
I think we're just gonna be watching at home, man. We got a kind of lazy weekend.
I heard.
Oh, is there book club this weekend?
So if you want to come over.
Yeah, I might come over.
All right. Old fashions.
Oh. Sanders makes a good old fashioned, guys.
I do, yeah.
He gave me one on the he gave me one on the golf course, and it was pretty damn good.
It was delicious.
It was delicious.
So we'll just plan on doing that.
Yeah. Before we go, I have it up on the screen, but I want to thank all our supporters again. Kevin, thank you again.
Kevin.
Just the all-time dude. Biggest supporter. I want to give a shout out to episode 39. You guys loved it, and thank you so much, man. We have been blessed by that. That was awesome. So we haven't seen that in our career. Most viewed episode so far. You guys are doing great on the downloads for Spotify and Apple Podcasts. I look at that stuff every now and then, but man, we have a great time doing it, and we're here to stay. So just, you guys showing some love to the show it means something for us that we do it for fun, but at the same time,
it's nice to see a little reward out of it.
It does. It feels good. So excited. We still got big things to come, and we'll be back here next week with episode 42 and the hour-and-a-half Kyle Larson show. Yeah,
episode 42, and I think it's great because it's Phoenix. Hopefully we won't have a ton to talk about in the race.
Yeah.
And I can just go all Kyle Larson, man.
I know.
I mean,
if you guys don't know anything about dirt, you better tune in.
Oh, man. it's going to be just like episode 24.
Yeah.
No notes.
Yeah.
Off the dome.
Off the dome.
Yeah. But, no, like Spencer said, thank you, Kevin. We appreciate your support. Hopefully some of you guys listening, we've got a fair amount of listeners now. We want to put some more names under Kevin's.
Any donation gets you onto there, guys.
Yep. So follow the links in the YouTube, and then on the, I think is it on the Spotify? Or
Apple? It's on the Spotify under the description.
Yeah, anywhere you're listening to, go to the description. You've got the link there.
Like and subscribe too. If anything, if you can't donate, we understand. We know it's tough in America these days.
It is, yeah.
For now, and if you can't, dude, just hit that subscribe button. Yeah. That means so much. We would. I think our goal for and I haven't said this and I haven't really talked to you, but I think our goal now. Yeah, our goal was 120 subscribers by the end of this year. We're at 50.
Okay.
So we're at 50.
We're at 50?
We're at 50.
Oh my God.
49, 50. Yeah, so if literally half the people that watched episode 39 just hit the subscribe button, we'll be there. We'd be there already. Be there. So if we get to 120, me and Sanders will talk about a giveaway. Nice. We tried to do a giveaway before, but we'll do it. If we get to 120, we'll do something. So
we're more organized and grown.
We are so much more organized. I wouldn't say grown, but we're organized for sure now. And guys, thank you for listening. Anything else, buddy?
Nope, that's it. I'll close it out. Once again, thank you to all you listeners. Thank you to Spencer for all the hard work he puts in producing this, and we'll see y'all for 42.
See y'all.